Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 5th episode of Goblin Slayer. And in the last episode, all of our party members were in the Goblin's lair and slayed them all, pretty much. We made our way to the main chamber, put them all to sleep, and just murdered them all in their sleep one by one, as you do. Unfortunately, then an ogre showed up to complicate matters, and then High Elf Roger's like, hey, there's this ogre, let's defeat it. And then Goblin Slayer's like, this is clearly not a goblin, so I don't know what you expect me to do. But eventually he agreed to kill it anyway, in spite of it not being a goblin. So, wasted a Sunday there. But let's just get into it and see what our characters do today. Hopefully something goblin related, but we'll see. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. Priestess. What, you haven't heard of him? The one that you like. Yeah, I know what she meant there. Yay, cowgirl. Yeah, gotta check to make sure goblins haven't been around. Yes, I am now. Yeah, so I'm fine. Well, it's not my fault people maybe fight something that wasn't a goblin. Yeah, it's nothing to be concerned about. Yeah, oh. Really? High Elf Archer? Well, probably more. Yeah. I feel like you're gonna go on more adventures together. You make a pretty good team, I would say. A dwarf with his gnomes and stuff, and lizard man with his his summons, whatever they're called. And the High Elf Archer is just pretty skilled herself, and more importantly, very cute. Yes, being cute is a very good trait for an adventuring party. Just don't argue with me. You gotta have some high candy on those horrible goblin trips, okay? You need to have somebody to fill that role. A morale boost, I guess you could say. Stress reliever. You get what I'm saying, I hope. But anyway, goblins, we must slay them. The guild girls are saying something about a promotion, so... are we gonna get any ranking up? Because I know Priestess probably isn't as high rank as Goblin Slayer, so... It'd be cool if we could see her rank up a bit. Because she just started out, like, episode 1, she was Porcelain, I think they called it. So... Adventures in daily life. What you're saying is this is daily lives of adventurers. You doing okay there? It looks like you're not. Okay, that rat was a lot bigger than I thought at first. But yeah, some fairly low-ranking adventurers here. Well, it could be worse. We could be fighting goblins. The worst that thing will do is just kill and possibly eat you. Come on, man. You gotta be better at pulling out than that. Ooh, lightning. You've been wholly smitten. Yeah, but I'm sure you can't do a lot of those. Yeah, exactly. Magic is pretty limited. Not creepy crawlies. Good thing they're busy with that. At least it came back alive. More than you can sometimes hope for. Please take a bath. Especially you, girl. I think you could use one. Are we just gonna follow these two now? Well, no, we'd have to go on an adventure to make money, you know? So... Oh, do you have friends that could lend you something? You can see we brought Cowgirl with us. I don't know. What are you doing? I'm fine. I slept for 3 days. It's all good. Well, yeah, I can't just sleep forever. There are goblins that need slaying. Does it involve goblins? Oh, okay. I thought it was like a weapon or something. Uh, just pulls that cheese. Have fun with that cheese, man. Can I have some cheese too? Yes? What are you thinking? Would you like to come with us? Probably not if it doesn't involve goblins. But man, is she cute. Aw, that was a face. She's great. Oh god. It's... That does not throw rocks. And he's just off in his own world doing his thing. Oh, is this the guy? But... What's the but? Oh. Wow. I've missed you. I mean, the Goblin Slayer probably has something you could use. Because he uses some pretty low level stuff. Uh, please do. Okay, how deep in there was that? Uh, okay, yeah, candle. Had to get my composure back. I mean, it was like she was digging through a closet or something. Man, just the shape of it and her doing that with her fingers, just... I'll admit I was half paying attention to what you were saying, I'm sorry. Well, you should be happy for the business. Yell at the goblins, not me. uh, I'll pay you in goblin blood. Man, those are some arms. They can rip a goblin in half. Yes, priestess? Okay. I made a guess based on that voice. I'm glad I wasn't wrong. It would have looked silly. Oh, cool. So she did get a promotion. Nice. I bet it did. That was quite a boss battle. Also known as a bottle. Wow, another cute smile for the episode. Yeah, she would be in a very different position right now if it wasn't for you. Of course, at this point, she'd probably be dead. No problem. You go do that. Your short sword. Wow. That's unfortunate. Put all these noobs together just... Wow. Yeah, that's quite a level up. Oh, that's a sword. That is a great looking greatsword. I know, right? You need a lot of points and strength for that. As do most things, unfortunately. Like how that just fight in the background for their amusement. That's like really cool looking shield too. I guess you need that for that greatsword. You know, to block it. Goblin Slayer, hello, I'm here. Please pay attention to me. What do you people want from me? Have you tried a giant mousetrap? I mean, what do you expect her to do? I mean, that's like the crux of all of our problems. I mean, just talk to the Goblin Slayer, he can probably help you. I mean, I know he doesn't have the best reputation, but... I don't think you hold a grudge about that, I really don't. He has different things that he holds grudges about, and they're not related to humans. But what if you're not fighting goblins? Well, what am I gonna do with you two? Yeah, we're focused on rats. What are you two whispering about back there? Observer. Observing what exactly? Please don't leave me. Please just hear me out. If it makes you feel any better, I can dress up like a goblin for you. Fine. Okay, I'll listen at least. You know, it's that kind of behavior that makes it so easy to create memes about you on the internet. Oh. Yeah, that's the same candle from before, I guess. I can only imagine what he did to that candle before putting it in there. Yeah, those are two rats. Two, you can barely handle one. I don't know how that's gonna go. Yeah, beat them with that club. Oh, that actually looked like it hurts. Well, that one's not that big. Well, you probably shouldn't have let it do that. You've already learned about the importance of not letting goblins run away. It probably applies to rats a bit. That praise or an insult, I wonder. Okay. So, I figured it was about the promotion exam, the observer thing. Wow, dude. Just shut up. In other words, how much actual adventuring have you done? I already do not like you. Yeah, I figured. You didn't have to tell me that. Huh. Okay. So where to get the money for the equipment? Wow, really? That's messed up, dude. I wouldn't have guessed that. I would imagine so. Oh. Wow. Yeah, get wrecked. This guy was seriously acting all cocky because he's a dirty thief. Yeah, you just go away, dude. Why do you think that means he'll help you? I'm just here because I was told to be here. Yeah, I mean, exactly. You screwed over adventurers. Why would you think he would be on your side for that? Yeah, I saw that coming. I guess that was just his imagination. Does he actually probably doesn't actually have the balls to do it? Now I'm facing against the Goblin Slayer. You look a little bit like a goblin, so I'm sure he can make an exception and kill you. Too hot for you? I'm sure it is. That's oh god. Oh no. Almost like a trap. Yeah, this isn't the place for that, man. Uh for one weakness. I'm sure it is. What, they ate it? That's horrible. Would you want it back anymore? Oh wow, these guys are getting a lot of screen time. No, I want my sword back. There's no time for hand-holding either. Yes, just use it. We don't have a lot of options right now. He threw that precious candle. There we go. Do you feel holier now, Bugs? Give me my sword back. Uh. Saw blood, but I mean, bugs don't really have red blood, do they? Ugh. It's still squirming, but just Yeah, you've already used your miracle, so. The thing is a knife. I was wondering how I would get that open with a sword on. Well, you kind of did, you know, because you deterred him from making a mistake. Oh no, not lewd remarks. If you think that's bad, try dealing with actual, you know, goblins. Might give you some perspective. If we're done here, I got goblins to see. I know it didn't involve goblins, but it's still a pretty good gig if you get paid for that. Just sit there in a chair for a while. I see that blushing. Don't think I don't see that blushing. I already knew that you had a thing for him, but still. Yes. Still pretty messed up. Oh, wow. He is not happy. That is a look of maximum butthurt. Even though he has no one but himself to blame, but I never stopped anyone before. A priest. Fine. I see. I suppose. The Sword Maiden. That does sound impressive. I mean, she looks a little bit like the priestess we know, but, you know, it's blonde hair. Yes, clearly. Oh, she is so cute. I mean, has she even seen his face before? Good job, man. Glad you succeeded. I was actually a little bit invested in that. Man, she stands out a lot in a crowd. Do I? I mean, there's always time to be thinking about silly things. I wasn't talking about you. What do you want? Well, I mean, yeah, clearly. As long as it involves goblins, it's whatever. Is that the same scale we saw a couple minutes ago? The flashback? I think so, because this is the Sword Maiden, I believe. Well, I guess it's just a regular sword, but it looked like a scale to me. And the dice. I don't know. The point is, we have a new character there. They don't actually have any goblins playing this episode, so... so in other words, our main protagonist is probably not very happy, but... we got to see some other adventurers, you know, having their low-ranking adventures. And, you know, in a show with a lot of, you know, failure and death, it's nice that they managed to get their sword back, and it all kind of worked out, so good for them. And Goblin Slayer was able to help them out a little bit, you know, with the whole club idea. Of course, it'd be nice to have a great sword, you know, like the one guy had, but if you're not quite up to that level, then, you know, you can't do that. Goblin Slayer in the Water Town. Ooh, Water Town sounds like a lot of fun. I love Water Towns. But yeah, that was the 5th episode of Goblin Slayer. And this episode, we didn't have much goblin slaying. We had some cowgirl, not a lot, but she was, you know, in a little bit. And she was just, you know, unloading cargo or whatever she was doing, you know. I didn't really go into too much detail about that. However, Goblin Slayer was there, and he actually had his, you know, party members kind of show up to talk to him. Especially the Lizard Man, who was like, hey, you got some of that cheese, man? You got some of the good stuff? He's like, okay, here's some cheese, and he was really happy about that, pretty excited. And High Elf Archer wanted him to go on a, like, adventure or something with her. I don't remember exactly what she said it was, but he said he would think about it, I think was his response, something like that. But yeah, she was really cute when she asked that, because she's, quite clearly she's a big fan of Goblin Slayer. After their previous adventure together, those are the only two that were really relevant in that scene. Everybody else was just kind of, there. But the big thing here is we had a couple of other adventurers. I don't remember either of their names as they were given. But, the guy and the girl that were adventuring, killing giant rats and bugs, and he lost his sword, like some kind of noob. But, they are kind of noobs. They're porcelain rank, I believe they said. And that's a problem, because they kind of need a weapon to adventure, and they need a weapon to go back and get their weapon, so they kind of were put in awkward positions. They had to go from place to place and try to work out something, because they didn't really have money to get anything new, so they talked to various people. The one adventurer was like, of course I got extra weapons and stuff lying around, but they're too much for you, little guy, so it's too bad. But eventually they talked to the slut, and she gave them a special candle that was just like really dug deep in there, like had to excavate for that thing. But apparently it gets hotter when they get near a sword, which, I mean, there's definitely a joke there. But the point is that was supposed to help them find the sword, but they still needed a weapon though. And after having a talk with the Goblin Slayer, they got a club, and they just went over there to beat the rats and the bugs and anything else. And luckily, the female does have her Holy Smite ability, her miracle, so she's able to use that to help out. And they kill the bug that ate the sword. They beat him up. They stabbed him, cut him open, and pulled the sword back out. So hopefully, they got that they gave that a thorough cleaning when they got back. So I hope that's the case. Otherwise, just That's really disgusting. I probably wouldn't use that sword regardless after that, but I guess low-rank adventurers can't be choosy like that, just whatever. Good thing he had a knife, or that would have been even rougher to have to do. Like, could you imagine trying to carve him open with, like, the club? That'd be real slow going, to say the least. But yeah, that subplot ended, fine. But we also had the promotion, whatever, and you had the priestess, I guess, rank up from, like, 10 to 9, I think it was. So that's cool. But it wasn't over with that, because we had another day of it, which is what the Goblin Slayer was enlisted to help with. Because, the guild girl's like, hey, Goblin Slayer, I got a favor to ask you. It doesn't involve goblins, but... No, come back. You just at least hear me out. But you said there weren't goblins. I know I said that, but just please listen to me anyway. Fine, okay. And then he was persuaded to be an observer for the promotion. And it's a good thing, too, because the one guy, Rhea, I think they said his name was, that cocky bastard who was just sitting there, like, smug, like he's the ruler of the place, just really hateable character right off the bat. But we found out that he's even more so, because the way he got his equipment was not through legitimate means. Now, at first, I thought the same thing that, the story he was trying to pass, that his, family just gave him a bunch of money. I imagine he was some sort of rich spoiled brat or whatever, doesn't have much actual adventuring experience under his belt, but his mommy and daddy buy him a lot of nice stuff. I thought that's where it was going, but they just completely just shattered that idea, like, harshly, and said, no, I think I know what happened. I think you just scouted for people and then you took the stuff and left. That's what I think happened. They just completely called him out on his bullshit and pretty much gave him punishment. And he was not happy about that. He even fantasized about running up there and just stabbing her. But even his fantasy did not go very well, because the Goblin Slayer was there, so he restrained himself. But we do have a concern that he will turn to being a criminal, after being scorned by the guild like that, which is definitely a reasonable concern, especially if it's somebody that's actually somewhat skillful, which I don't know if this guy is. I mean, I had this image in my head of him being pretty incompetent, but who knows? I never actually saw him adventure, so I have no real idea about how to gauge his ability. But the point is, yeah, that could be a concern later on. Just him walking down the street looking like he was ready just to murder someone. So yeah, that's definitely a worry, to say the least. But yeah, Goblin Slayer, job well done. Guild girl clearly likes the Goblin Slayer. It's been obvious for a while, but so does everyone else. The high elf archer, the cowgirl, the priestess. It's not a typical harem, really, but he does have a lot of girls around him, that's for sure. A lot of them give him nice smiles and blushing and, all the good stuff. But at the end of the day, that's not going to go anywhere, because his one true love is slaying goblins. So, yeah, it's not going to happen. But you can dream, I suppose. Maybe if we ever reach a point in time where we successfully genocide the entire goblin race, then maybe he'll retire, put up his helmet and his sword and get together with whatever girl tickles his fancy the most. But that's probably not going to happen. Goblins, they they breed a lot, and he's the only one that's truly dedicated to the Goblin genocide cause, so I don't see that happening anytime soon, especially not within the 13 episodes or so of the anime, at the very least. But yeah, that really was it. I mean, I kind of enjoyed the shenanigans with those two newbie adventurers. I don't know. I didn't think I would like that at all. I thought that would be a drag, but I don't know. Something about it I just kind of liked the little struggle and seeing how it ended in a positive way. And seeing more of the Slow was nice too. Just she serves a very valuable purpose in this show. You know, continuing to do so. But it's just, I also like this advice, like, hey, just take a sword from the goblins. I'm not fighting goblins. What? You're adventuring and not killing goblins? What's wrong with you? Okay, he didn't say that exactly, but I think that's what he thought. It's just kind of funny, just all the examples of when you see him, his unique perspective of the world, where goblins are like the focal point of any actions you could possibly take, and whenever you interact with somebody who that's not the case, you can tell he's struggling a little bit to fully comprehend them. It's just, I always get a kick out of those kind of scenes, to be honest. But yeah, pretty good episode, even though it didn't have as much goblin slaying action as I would have liked, but it was good nonetheless. And I'm sure next episode we will go back to slaying goblins. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.